So I just watched Candace Owens, and anybody knows? I guess she has a podcast now called the Candace Owens Podcast, and wow, she almost got a million views. She almost got a million subscribers. Shows how how much you can coon the white people. I'm not even gonna get it. Look, I'm gonna tell you my real honest opinions about Candace Owens. When it comes to political shit and the Black Lives Matter shit, I be sometimes she be saying shit be like, nah, I'm not with that. I'm not with that. When it comes to like gender stuff, like traditional households, I think she's on point. There's a couple stuff. I'm not gonna lie. There's a couple stuff on here that I've agreed with Candace Owens on. Even on some type of like black people being like having this victim mentality. I've sometimes agreed with that because I feel like there are sometimes us as black people we do have this victim mentality. The only thing is, and I do back this up, we were really victims. I said the reason why black people act like the way you see black people act like because we was really fucking victims. So it's just like it's not that we're out here saying like white supremacy is bad for a reason, for like no reason. There's a reason why a lot of things and I feel like she knows this. It's just like there's a couple like how many times have we have gone into like history and proven how many times where black people have literally picked ourselves from our bootstraps, literally have communities, thriving communities, and white people burn it down. There's been plenty of times. How many times where we've had smart black people that know how to fucking run a city, and yet they're either assassinated or taken away by white people and white supremacies. So now, obviously, this is coming off of the whole White Lives Matter shirt that she wore and all that shit. So my whole thing in watching that, and it's like 17 minutes long, I think. It's about 17 minutes long. So so it into me watching this, all I want to know is why did you wear that shirt? What is the purpose behind that shirt? I don't think she had a real reason to wear it. And I'm gonna be real with you. And I watched it. I don't think she had a real reason, but this is what she did, and I feel like a lot of people do. And I used to get to these arguments of all, even with like people who, let's say, how can I? Perfect example, Ruth George. If anybody remembers the thing with Ruth George, right, and how a stranger, took advantage of her, kidnapped her, took advantage of the car, and then killed her. Anybody remembers how that Ruth George happened? And I remember being mad about it. I was like, I hate to see it. And then, there was someone that was, put this on all black men. And it was like, because it was black men like you like this shit that happened. And I remember saying, whoa, I don't know, bro. I don't know that guy. I don't know what happened to him. Guys like that don't hang around me. So don't put this all on black men. You got to put it on that one brother myself. And then she put out this stats, because I said, and she put out this stats, in which it was factual stats. It's like, fuck it, I'm not even like paid yet. Most rape victims are, people that they know. It's like 50 to 60% of rape victims and those are true stats. And I had to remind her, although those stats are true, none of that pertains to this one. I said it was a total stranger. She didn't know, bro, and so he was the literal boogeyman, and this is the shit that she was by himself, and he was by himself because he was also like most of these men would do this in the midst of their other friends just to be cool and all that shit. So I had to remind girl because I said although these stats are probably factual, she was by herself. He was by himself. He did that on his own will. I don't hang around people like that. So it's one of those people who's just like, you're going to give me factual stats. Yeah, But does that pertain to the fucking what we're talking about? And I noticed that a lot of people do this in arguments. And I said, and I used to bring this up all the time. Those stats are factual, but what does that have to pertain to the fucking argument? This is what that whole Candace Owens, this whole thing with Candace Owens and this White Lives Matter shit is. Because she's bringing up, like, she's like, well, do you talking about, you know, how Black Lives Matter organization was a scam, and, you know, most of the people who are incarcerated that are black, 40% of crimes is black people. It's just like, all these stats are factual, but what the fuck does that have to do with why you wore the shirt? And to me, it's just like, you don't really get an answer from it until this one particular part where she says, I do not want to be part of the culture. I want to burn it down. Because I feel like the culture we have is very regressive. And I'm paraphrasing, but it's very regressive, and I don't want to be part of this culture. Mind you, she is married to a white man. And I'm not, and even, and it's funny because she was talking about in the beginning how she was having breakfast with Kanye and all that other stuff, and they was going over ideas, and she was like, Black Lives Matter was the scam you welcome. And first things first, and Charlamagne said this, and this was after I did my whole thing about Kanye West doing this as bait, just to piss off, which I still, this even furthers it to me, that this shit is just bait. It's basically there to piss you off. And, you know, Charlamagne said it right. Kanye just want white validation, which I've said that myself. It's just like, I feel like he wants white people to like him. And I'm a Kanye fan, but yes, it's just like, you want white people to like you. And with Candace Owens, I feel like I've always looked at Candace Owens like she is the teacher's pet to white people. Like she is that kid in class, when the teacher forgets to sign homework, she's gonna raise her hands like, you forgot to sign homework, and everybody's like, bitch, what the fuck? Damn, we were just about to get off without no homework, and you just want to do this shit. And that's her. So if you watch the Candace Owens podcast and the whole White Lives, excuse me, your brother got hiccups. So if you watch the whole podcast, the whole little 17-minute journey about her talking about it, she didn't really go into it. All she did was spew like stats that, you know, most people know, and the fact was like, it doesn't have to pertain to why the fuck did you wear the shirt. What was your reason behind wearing the shirt? And to me, like I said, and this is what I got from watching the video, no fucking reason. Other than maybe she wants to, because she was just like, she tried to turn it on black people. It's like, you believe that white lives matter and all that other stuff. And, you know, you the reason why George Floyd is on the t-shirt and all that other bullshit. And it was just like, what? And I feel like the George Floyd thing and the whole protest is like her go-to. Like, you know, how people explain like Jordan and LeBron, and how Jordan's better than LeBron because she got 6 rings. And this is her 6. To me, this is her 6 rings. But the sad part is, it's not really a good argument because there are other examples of, and like, we can point out to George Floyd. I can leave George Floyd out of it. You can point to Eric Garner, Philando Castile, Tatiana Jefferson, it's like Breonna Taylor, all those, Sandra Bland, all those other examples of black lives like not being taken seriously. It's like, if you're going to come up with this George Floyd shit, I could come with Philando Castile. And I used to tell everybody, it's just like, it's like, oh, you want, especially when black people like her, is like, all you got to do is just comply. I said, oh, you mean like Philando Castile, who did exactly what he was supposed to do, and the cop shot him anyway? Or where there was this fucking kid in the street, and he was fucking autistic. I think he was autistic, or he was just special needs. And the carer literally went out there with his fucking hands up in the middle of the street unarmed. Don't shoot. He's a special needs child. All he's doing is playing, and the kid, he ain't got no fucking weapons. All he's doing is playing with his fucking truck in the middle of the fucking street. They shot the guy. And then when they asked why they shot the guy, they went, I don't fucking know. Why did you shoot the guy? The nigga was unarmed with his hands up. And this is the shit that we're talking about. It's the whole thing about this. It don't piss me off, but it's just like, you're going around the situation, and to me, you're still not explaining why the fuck you wear that shirt. What was the purpose of the shirt? What was Kanye's purpose of that shirt? There's a lot, if you want to talk about how Black Lives Matter is a scam, and like the organization is the fucking scam, most black people know that. And newsflash, most black people wasn't even behind the organization. You think no, a lot of people wasn't, I can name a bunch of, especially black men. There's a bunch of black men that's like, I don't fucking trust the organization. Yes, they done scam millions of dollars, the organization. Yes, they done scam millions of dollars out of the fucking organization. But there was black men that was literally like, look, the slogan, I'm for the slogan, because black lives do matter. My black lives matter. But the organization, I don't fuck with it. I've said that many a times. I fuck with the slogan. I don't fuck with the organization. There's a bunch of black men. It's like there's a bunch of black men. Soon as I said they don't show themselves doing things for the community, I don't see them recording things like the Black Panthers do. At least with the Black Panthers, when you know them for the community, they had video evidence of them being in the community. They started WIC. For those that don't know, Black Panther started WIC, and there was videos of them like looking out for the community, being one with the community, policing the police, but also being, trying to help their community out. There's video evidence on that. There's a whole documentary on that. So that's like one of the problems I have with that. It's just like, you're still not explaining this shit. But and here's the thing, I can understand you don't like it, like the way the culture is, because there's some parts of the culture I don't fucking like either. Now you want to talk about the educational, but no one really. You talk about the educational shit. You talking about her using how the word nigga used to mean ignorant person. I know that because I used to look up the fucking dictionary, and nigga literally meant an ignorant person. So anybody could be a nigga, which anybody could say that. Yes, anybody could be a nigga. Nas said that. Nas said that his fucking nigger album, or I think it's called Untitled. But anyway, that's that was the whole be a nigga too shit. But I might be wrong about the Nas shit, but y'all understand that now it's racist to black people. You know why? Because the white people was using that towards black people, and even you explained that. That was like, you just explained why it's racist to black people, because they kept them dumb. They didn't know how to fucking read and all that other stuff. Now you can say, the whole thing is about the poverty. You talk about poverty, black boys not be able to read at a 8th grade level or some shit like that, which I can fucking believe. And other things where it has to do with school, school stats and all that other stuff. First of all, I've always said that men are generally, we're more prone to work. Like, a nigga may not be able to read at an 8th grade level, but he'll tell you how to fucking, if he's a bomb ass welder, he'll tell you how to fucking weld in no time flat. The nigga can't read, but he can fix a fucking car. We're not really prone to education like the women were, where women, you could literally sit a woman down and she would sit there and learn shit. Men, we're more or less, we work on our hands. So this is why crackheads could tell you your alternator's broken. Or a nigga, he can't fucking read, but he can tell you how to work a fucking $1 million machine. Oh, you just gotta do this, this, and this. If that's all you gotta do is grease the lube up. And we got our own little slang and terminology and all that other stuff. And you know what's funny? This episode of Good Times was just like the test, how Tess is more to like white people and all that shit. Cause it was just like, what do you sit the teacup on? Most people's like, you sit it on the coffee table, where the answer is you actually sit it on a saucer. It's like, what black person? It's like, what black household has a fucking saucer? That's just a little ass plate. What the fuck you need a little ass plate? Nobody knows it. And then it's like, the whole thing is, they had black version of that, and the white people couldn't pass it for shit. It's like, different education. I've always said, you have to make education interesting for the kids to be interested. As even though I passed high school, even though let me say pass, I graduated, even though I graduated high school and I have an associate's degree, I can admit to you that there are some parts of fucking school are fucking boring. They're fucking boring. You want to know why he's, you want to know why most people are more interested in movies or like music videos or video games and some shit like that? Because there are things that catch their attention. It's like, you know all about the music videos, but you can tell me what to. I said, because it caught their attention. If you catch their fucking attention, they can tell you everything ins and out there. Like, especially if they're really fucking into it, they can tell you everything. Like anybody can know, like, a basketball player. And I'm rambling, but I feel like this all proving my point. How a basketball player maybe can't fucking read a book, but he can tell you what traveling looks like. You know why? Because he's so into fucking basketball, and he knows the ins and out. He knows what the fuck traveling is. You can't do this. Oh, you got to do this with this. It's like, black people, we have known, even without the biggest education, if you put us in a situation or you put us in a job, we will learn that fucking job and we can do it better than anybody. How do I know this? I'm a perfect example. When I was in the fucking Navy, I didn't know how to fucking weld. I didn't know how to fucking braid. I couldn't tell you different parts of a fucking wrench. I would have told you it's like, you like a pipe wrench. I couldn't tell you the difference between a pipe wrench or a monkey wrench. They're all wrenches to me. Now, with me being in the Navy and me learning that job as a home maintenance technician, I can tell you a flathead, a Phillips, a screwdriver, any type of screwdriver, what type of screwdriver, what type of pipe, what type of wrench that is, or, how hot do you need to get it to fucking braze a pipe or weld? What steps do you need to do? Like, me going through that whole process, I learned that. And that's just me learning. If you put, especially since I found that job interesting, if you put people in that job and they're very interested to learn it, they will learn the fuck out of it. I always said that to get these kids to educate, you have to make education interesting. Make education interesting. But all in all, because I'm getting very off topic now, I've really rambled. This is the problem I have with Candace Owens, but this is the problem I have a lot of people. When I ask you, why did you do this? And then you give me fucking stats, but you're giving me stats, but you're not giving me an answer on why you're doing it. Or your meaning behind this. I feel like all I'm asking you to do is give me a reason why you wore that shirt. Or like, hey, you was with Kanye. What was the reason why Kanye wanted to wear that White Lives Matter shirt? I didn't get an answer. And that was my whole thing of going in there. I didn't get a fucking answer. And I feel like that, her spewing all this stuff. And she even brought Lizzo in there with the obesity and all that shit. And this proves my other point that why I stopped talking about Lizzo is because Lizzo is fucking low-hanging fruit. What the fuck does Lizzo got to do with White Lives Matter? What does she have to do with... What the fuck does Lizzo got to do with White Lives Matter? You want to talk about the obesity rate? Fine. But what the fuck does that got to do with the White Lives Matter shirt? And that's all I'm asking. I feel like she was just using all this stuff to try to portray her point, but you really didn't portray your point. And a lot of people argue this. And this honestly infuriates me because I've had plenty of arguments where you bring up random fucking points and I go, what the fuck does that have to do with what I asked you? You didn't answer. And then, when niggas go, sir, and when I go, sir and or madam, you didn't answer my fucking question. Why did you wear the fucking shirt? What was the purpose of you wearing that fucking shirt? I didn't even mean to get this all riled up. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I did not mean to get riled up about this. But I guess it's just like I'm gonna be honest, I'm gonna be real with y'all. I wanna like Candace Owens. I really do. I wanna like Candace. I want to like Candace Owens. And yes, there are stuff I agree with her on, but there's a whole lot of shit I can't agree with her on. But yes, she is a certified coon, bed wench, whatever the fuck. Oh no, she a fucking bed wench. Oh man. Oh, she'll jump on white dick. If in the fact that she wasn't married to a white man, I telling you, I think she's fucking Kanye. I really do. Like that, I really do think she's fucking Kanye. But I have no proof of that, so I'm not going to put that out there. So I'm just going to say allegedly. Allegedly, I think she's fucking Kanye. But let me not do that because that's going to reframe my point. Overall, if you watch this shit, you're probably thinking the same thing out there. Why did you wear the shirt? That's all we wanted to know. Why the fuck you wear this shirt? Because a lot of people are pissed off. And it's just like, and a lot of people are mad at Kanye. And since you're the one person close to Kanye, I would figure you would, give us some insight. And that's all I really want. I just want an insight on why the fuck you wore the shirt. I don't care that you not for the culture, that you want to see it destroyed and all that other shit. I don't care about that. Why did you wear the shirt? But if that was your reason, it's just like, I don't think you're going to destroy the culture and all that other stuff. Now, like I said, are there some cultures that I don't like? Hell fucking yeah. Are there some parts of the culture that I would like to see change? Hell fucking yeah. But you still didn't answer my fucking question. So I feel like I don't think you answered a bunch of people's questions. So now, and I'm going to be honest, I don't think you did anything for Kanye in this whole thing. Or yourself in particular. But people hate you anyway. So it's not even like it's like you're doing anyone a favor. People don't like you. It's like people don't like you anyway. So why even bother? But like I said, I want to like her. Yeah, it's just like as a person, I want to like her. I really do. Because I feel like, and contrary to the popular belief, as much of a coon, as much of a bed wench, I do feel like there's some ideas of her that it's just like, I can see your point. Maybe we just put that, we focus on that, especially when it comes to like gender, traditional family values and all that shit. Like that. I'm repeating myself. But in conclusion, if you watch that video, you're probably going to feel like just tell me why you want, just tell me why you want to. But let me know what y'all think. This video has gone far enough. Till then, my name is Oskino Fly. I didn't even mean to go ranting like this. I thought this was gonna be like 10 minutes. I'm almost 25 minutes in, but I guess I had to let that out. So, my name is Oskino Fly, and I'm out. Peace.